Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here at Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see them. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on a job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah, nah. You can't stop this, no way. Yo, boy, where I try.
Do all of God's commandments. So curses came on us. We're going to get some of these curses, right? Let's go to verse 48. We're going to go to verse 48, and we're going to touch on some of the things that have overtaken us as a nation of people. Not just one or two, but all of us as a whole, right?
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
So it said the Lord sent these people against us, and we had to serve them in hunger. So if you hungry and you want some food, you got to go to your enemies for that food, right? Keep reading.
In hunger and in thirst.
So remember earlier when we read about the natural resources in the lands, it said that our water will be sold back to us.
Right.
We got to go to our enemies if we want water, which is a free natural resource that comes from the sky. But we got to go to our enemies to get clean water, filtrated water, right? So hunger, water, food, keep reading.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
And just to clothe yourself, right? You got to go to your enemies for all these things, right? Keep reading.
And in want of all things.
So if you want anything, you gotta go to your oppressor. Like we just see the police go by. You want to feel safe in your community? Who runs who's the majority in our police force, right? It's our oppressors. It's the so-called white man, who the Bible calls Esau, the nation of Edom, right? And I'm not saying we need police walking around, because a lot of our people don't understand the commandments. But if you want anything, you gotta go to your enemies for that, right? Keep reading.
And in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
All right, now listen up. Here's the kicker, right?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Look at this sign right here I just showed you. Did we not have yokes of iron on our neck when we were in hard bondage, chattel slavery for 247, maybe 49 years? Right. However you want to flip it. We had yokes of iron on our neck, right? Keep reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So they didn't release the hard bondage chattel slavery. They didn't release the yokes of iron off our necks until we were destroyed as a people. So we would no longer call ourselves Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Reuben. We call ourselves black. We call each other nigga. We don't even understand who we are. That's what we going into, my brother, my sister. Come a little closer, both y'all. Where do you see yourself on this sign? Because we're going over our history, black history, right? Where would you fit in on the sign? My sister right here, she identifies from being from the tribe of Reuben.
That's right.
On the left-hand side, God, he calls us Reuben. He calls us Judah. He calls us Benjamin, so forth and so on, right? But our oppressors have renamed us and rebranded us, right? To the point where we call ourselves black.
Right.
That's just a color. Your do-rag is black.
Right.
Your sweater's almost black. It's black, yeah, it's black, right? Black. It's just a color, but we're more than just a color.
Right.
We're a mighty people.
Right.
So the reason why we're gonna bring you up to speed, the reason why we call ourselves black, why we call each other nigga, why we call each other thugs, thoughts and bees and all of that, is because we don't have an understanding of who we are, that we're more than just a color. We're a mighty nation of people. We're God's chosen people.
That's right.
In the church, they'll tell you, well, my brother, what's your name, bro? T? They'll be like, hey, my brother T. Well, God loves everybody, and everybody's God's chosen people. But everybody didn't go in hard bondage, chattel slavery with yokes of iron on their neck.
Right.
Everybody didn't have to suffer and be rebranded. Everybody's not on the bottom. So what we're out here doing is explaining why we on the bottom. Why? You ever ask yourself, why is it that whenever I go to any hood, all my people's in the hood? Why is that? The scriptures say that we're supposed to be ruling over all nations of people right now. But through our disobedience, we had an agreement with the Most High God, right? And since we didn't want to serve him, how does God punish a ruling class of people? By sending them into slavery. Right. That's the reason why we went into slavery.
Bring it out.
We the gods of the earth, right? Go to verse 45. We're going to tie it all together.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Bring it out. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee.
Because we just read about some of the curses that's being put on us as a people. Us having to serve our enemies in a one of all things. Just to get a glass of clean water coming out the tap, you gotta go to your enemies. Just to put food on the table, you gotta go to your enemies. Just to have local security in your neighborhoods, you gotta go to your enemies for that, right? These curses have overtaken us, right? Keep reading.
Till thy be destroyed, because thy hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why? Why did these things happen? Why are we in an accursed state right now in 2020? Because what?
Because thy hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So when you see these curses happening to our people, serving our enemies in one of all things, having to go in servitude for all of those, right? It said that these things will be a sign to show you. A sign is used for what? To show you what? Where you're looking for, a direction, what you might want, a sign. Right now, we're trying to figure out who the Israelites are in 2020. We're using these curses as a sign because these things is not on everybody.
Right.
These things, all nations ain't walking around like how we walking. Right now, we're in a very low state as a people, and it's crazy. Give me Jeremiah 4 and verse 22. Because us as a people, we're in a lower state, and then we're gonna go to 2 Samuel 10, verse 4 and 5. I'm gonna explain something to you, T. What's your name, sis?
Zay.
Huh?
Zay.
Zay? How old are y'all?
22.
22? Who, 23? So us as a people, when you see us, do we carry ourselves like we have wisdom and knowledge and understanding? As a people. Because if we would keep God's these commandments was only given to us. Right? If we would actually keep God's commandments, people will look at us and say, well, that's a wise people. That's a wise nation, right? But a lot of times when they see us as a foolish people because we don't keep God's commandments, right?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 22. Bring it out. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children.
What does it mean when it says that our people were, sometimes we could be foolish, right? Sometimes we could be sottish. What does sottish mean? It's an archaic way of saying stupid. A lot of our people, it's because our people, right? I'm gonna give you an example. We're sottish, we're foolish, foppish, right? Because our people will buy a $300 belt and your pants is hanging off, or you know, both butt cheeks is way out there. That looks crazy.
Right.
Why can't we pull our pants up? Did you know that's a law in the Bible for you to just pull your pants up? To walk with dignity? Because when you walk around and your pants is sagging, you're walking around undignified.
Bring it out.
A lot of our people fail to realize that looks foolish. That's kind of stupid to spend all that money on a clothing article and it's not doing its purpose, its job, right? Let's get the law. We're going to read you the law on our dress code, and then we're going to touch on some other laws. Because we just explained, why did we go into slavery? Why did we go into captivity? Why did our arch nemesis, not even one, all the nations came against us and brought us into hard bondage slavery? Because we did not hearken and do all of God's commandments. So right now we're being punished. What we come out here to do is explain the sins that our people are in. So what? So you can repent. We come out here to explain our nationality so you can understand that this Bible was given to you. Why? So you can repent.
That's right.
So we can get our power back.
Right.
So we can rule over nations. Right? Here's a simple law. 2 Samuel 10 and verse, you want to start from 4? Yeah.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 10 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Wherefore Hannah took David's servant and shaved off the one half of their beards.
So T, I'm not trying to play you or disrespect you in no type of way, but part of your beard and half of it is shaved off. Here we have a perfect example of this happening in the scriptures. So you got to pay attention and don't take this as offensive, right? And we're going to give you the law also. But your beard is part of having dignity. It's a law that as men we gotta keep. But through all these our oppression, all these wild things happen to us, we've forgotten these things.
Right.
We've been taught the wrong way. Myself included. Before I came into the understanding of who I truly am, that I'm an Israelite and I gotta keep God. I used to shave my face off halfway. So we have an example of David's servants getting half their beard shaved off, right? We want to see something else too.
Wherefore Hannah took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beard and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
So if your buttocks is showing, because you can wear your pants loose, but if your butt cheeks is hanging out, that is wild. That is undignified.
Right.
That's what this is saying in the script. We're not telling you to come through like Urkel. The scriptures don't say don't have don't do that. But don't have your butt cheek. Don't be sagging with your butt cheeks hanging out, right? It says that was an undignified thing. Let's see what they did. Go back to it. Go back. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go there next. Let's see what David told the men to do. Did he say, yo, keep rocking the pants sagging? That's fly. That looks pretty dope. Let's see what David said, because he didn't say none of that.
Verse 5. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho.
It was a shameful thing. He said, yo, y'all fall back at Jericho, right?
And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown.
Until your beards come back in and y'all get some new garments, yo, y'all fall back in Jericho, because we don't want the rest of our people to see you in a lower state like that. That's very embarrassing. So us as a people, we got to get our dignity back. Through how? Through the scriptures. Right. Let's go to Leviticus 21 and 5. Somebody get me the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. We're gonna back this next law up with the scriptures, and then we're gonna get some scholars to expound on this also. But the beard, half your beard, you can't rock that. You gotta get your dignity back, right? Because you're a man. You gotta carry yourself like a man. You say you're 23 years, we'll give you a pass and say you didn't know. But now you know. We're gonna explain it to you. You gotta rock the beard, right? Because Jesus Christ, did he not have a beard? Jesus Christ had a beard, right? Let's see. Where did he get that from? Read Leviticus 21 and verse 5.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
They shall not make bonus upon their head.
So when you shave your head off, smooth ball, you're violating God's laws. Like Mr. Clean, like who named some people who got bald heads, y'all? Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, all of that. Tupac had a bald head. These are all bad examples for us because they did not keep God's laws. They didn't know this, right? So now we're bringing it out to you. Don't shave your head off, right? Keep reading.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
And don't shave off your beard. My brother, come and hear us out for a couple minutes. We going over who we are, how to keep God's laws, how to carry ourselves like men. So it says not to shave off your beard, right? And it even gives you a bonus. Don't make tattoos either, right?
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
So now, we just read the law in the Bible, not to bald your head, not to shave your beard off, right? Now we're gonna get it from scholars, Bible scholars, right? We're gonna go to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, the definition of beard.
The definition of beard, a badge of manly dignity. The Israelites were forbidden to shave off their corners of their beards, probably because it was regarded as a heathenish sign.
So we know that it's a badge of manly dignity. So if you want to walk around like a man, like a manly man, rock the beard. Why? Because it's a badge of dignity, and God gave that to us.
Right.
When they had us in heart, look at come a little closer, T. Look at this one sign right here. You got a big, strong, so-called black man, Israelite man, right here, right? What is the one thing you see on his face? Does he have a beard? Let's see. No. That's what they would do during these times. They would shave your face off and call you boy.
Right.
That's what they would do. Now, in 2020, a lot of our people want to aspire to be rappers. Why is it that everybody's a little something? You got Lil Wayne, Lil Bootsy, Lil what else?
Lil Uzi,
Lil Uzi, Young whoever. Everybody wants to be young, little, and boys. Right. That's how they took away our manliness. That's how they did it. They did it back then, and they're doing it now today. So now we got to come up out of, because all of these things I mentioned is sin. It's sin. What is sin? What is sin? What would you call sin? Because that's the main reason. Huh?
Not in God's ways or His testaments.
Let's get that's correct. Let's get the biblical definition of sin, and then we're going to touch on some of the things that us as a people that we do, right? Let's get it. 1 John 3 and verse 4.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin, transgress also the law.
So sin is, like you said, when you violate the laws of God, right?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
The transgression is breaking. So when you break God's laws, you're in the midst of sin. How does God feel about sin? Because they tell you in church, they say, my brother T, God loves this, he hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. Right. Is that true? Because when we read the scriptures, it tells you that the Lord is a man of war.
Right.
So the God that we've learned in church on Sunday ain't the God that they be talking about. When you read the Bible, it says he's a man of war. He don't play around.
That's right.
The very same God that set us up to rule over nations sent us in slavery. All these bad things that happen, he actually authorized it to happen, right? So does God love the sinner and hate the sin? Does he? Would you say that? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 9. Let's see. Because God don't play. We're bringing out some of these laws, and as you hear them and you receive them in your mind, you gotta take heed, right? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse is 9, right? Verse 9? Yes, here we go.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike, hateful unto God.
So when you're in the midst of sin, you're actively involved in sin. You're going against God. You're preparing steps for your demise. That's why it's very, very important. These things that we're bringing out, take heed to them. These sins that we're showing you, a lot of these things we didn't know. But now it's up to you when you go home to do your research, to consider what we're being laid out before you, right? So we're gonna touch on a few more things, right? What you got?
Used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.